Imagine a place where roads hang from vertical cliffs, bridges float above the clouds, and mountains appear split apart by some gigantic force of nature. Welcome to the Beipan River Gorge in China, one of the most dramatic and breathtaking canyon landscapes on Earth. This incredible region is home to some of the highest bridges ever built, surrounded by towering cliffs, deep valleys, and dangerous mountain roads that look almost unreal. Our journey begins near the Dongqing Dam in Guizhou Province. From the sky, the calm reservoir below contrasts sharply with the rugged mountains rising on both sides of the river. Tiny villages cling to steep hillsides, isolated within this massive canyon system. For centuries, traveling through this region was extremely difficult because of the dangerous terrain and deep gorges cutting through the mountains. As we fly deeper into the canyon, an astonishing road suddenly appears carved directly into the mountainside. Known as the most beautiful stargazing highway, this route twists through endless tunnels and narrow cliffside sections suspended high above the abyss. Driving here requires total concentration. One mistake on these sharp curves could send a vehicle plunging hundreds of meters into the gorge below. Then comes one of the canyon's first engineering wonders, the Guanxing Highway Beipan River Bridge. Stretching across the gorge like a giant steel rainbow, this bridge rises more than 300 meters above the river. Standing on it feels absolutely surreal. The river below looks tiny, while steep mountains surround you in every direction. Building a bridge in such extreme terrain was a huge challenge, requiring engineers to work in dangerous conditions high above the canyon floor. But this region is not only about engineering marvels. Along the mountainsides of Bangui Township, local villagers transformed barren rocky slopes into spectacular agricultural terraces. Layer by layer, stones were carefully stacked by hand to create narrow farmland on impossibly steep terrain. Today, these terraces are filled with Sichuan pepper trees, forming beautiful green patterns across the mountains. From above, the landscape looks almost like giant staircases climbing toward the clouds. The deeper we travel into the gorge, the more dramatic the scenery becomes. Massive limestone cliffs rise almost vertically from the river, some appearing as though the mountains were split apart by a giant axe. These rock formations were shaped over millions of years by erosion and flowing water, creating caves, ravines, and jagged stone walls throughout the canyon. In certain sections, sunlight barely reaches the bottom of the valley. Vegetation survives here in the harshest conditions imaginable. Small trees and shrubs cling to tiny cracks in the rock, adding patches of green to the steep grey cliffs. The landscape feels ancient, wild, and untouched, a place where nature still dominates everything around it. And then finally, the superstar of the canyon appears. The Huajiang Gorge Bridge. This gigantic structure rises an unbelievable 625 meters above the canyon floor, officially making it the highest bridge in the world. To put that into perspective, the height difference between the bridge deck and the river below is greater than many skyscrapers. Standing on the bridge feels like walking through the sky itself. The bridge stretches across the Huajiang Grand Canyon in Guizhou's Guanling County, connecting two mountain peaks separated by one of the deepest gorges in China. From a distance, the bridge resembles a massive steel dragon floating between the cliffs. The sheer scale of the structure is difficult to comprehend until you see tiny vehicles crossing high above the valley below. Constructing this bridge was an engineering nightmare. Workers faced powerful canyon winds, unstable karst terrain, hidden caves, and underground rivers beneath the mountains. Traditional construction methods simply were not enough. Engineers had to develop innovative solutions specifically designed for the extreme conditions of the gorge. Today, the bridge has completely transformed transportation in the region. Impartial we message 1982, Huajiang Gorge defend and Dusal to disturbing fantastic years in the region. Journeys that once took hours across dangerous mountain roads can now be completed in minutes. Tourism is also booming, with visitors traveling from around the world just to witness this incredible structure, suspended above the canyon. But even with all these human achievements, nature still steals the spotlight. Nearby, the Xiaogui waterfall crashes down more than 100 meters through the cliffs of the canyon. During the rainy season, the waterfall roars with incredible power, filling the gorge with mist and thunderous sound. When sunlight hits the spray, beautiful rainbows appear across the canyon walls. Hidden deep within these mountains are also wild monkeys, including macaques and rare black leaf monkeys that survive in the remote forests of the gorge. Their presence reminds us that despite modern bridges and highways, much of this region remains untamed wilderness. The Beipan River Gorge is more than just a scenic destination. It is a place where nature's raw power and human engineering exist side by side on an unimaginable scale. Ancient mountains carved by millions of years of erosion are now crossed by some of the most advanced bridges ever built. And after seeing this incredible canyon from above, one thing becomes clear: the Beipan River Gorge is not just one of China's greatest natural wonders, it is one of the most extraordinary places on Earth.